really multiplying or dividing, because dividing is the same as multiplying by a fraction. If you divide by 2, it's the same as multiplying by 1/2. So we're going to have the same rule for working with significant figures when we're multiplying or dividing. We're going to come up with that rule the way we did with it, adding and subtracting, by looking at an example. So let's go back to our rectangle. Okay? So here on this rectangle, I've measured the width to be 19.32 centimeters and the length to be 45.5 centimeters. Remember, we used a ruler with a different precision, so this one was good to the hundredths place, this one was good to the tenths place. Now, if instead of finding the perimeter, we want to find the area, now we're going to multiply. So let's say I say find the area of this rectangle. We would do 19.32 centimeters times 45.5 centimeters, which is 879.06 centimeters squared, or square centimeters. Remember though, the last digit here was an estimate. So if we estimated high, we would get slightly lower values for the real values. So maybe 19.31 times 45.4, which would only give us 876.674 square centimeters. Or maybe we estimated too low and it really should have been 19.33 times 45.6, which is 881.448 square centimeters. What I want to look at is where we start to disagree in these calculations. I think you can all see that we agree that it's 800. It's not quite as obvious, but we really also agree to the tens place. If we were to round them to the tens place, this would be 880, this would be 880, and this would be 880. So we really agree in the tens place. But where we start to disagree here is in the ones place. The ones place is an estimate. So remember, when we're working with significant figures, we want to show all of the numbers that we know for sure and one estimated digit. So we should round this off to the ones place, and we would call that 879 square centimeters. Now, I did that by doing 3 different calculations to figure out where we started to differ. You don't really want to have to do 3 different calculations every time you do a calculation. So we want a rule to tell us where to round before we do the calculation. I'm now going to give you that rule. When you're multiplying or dividing significant figures, look at each measurement. Instead of worrying about the place value that it's good to, the hundredths place or the tenths place, look at how many significant figures each measurement has. This measurement has 4 significant figures. This measurement has 3 significant figures. Then think which one is less. Since this has fewer significant figures, it's our less precise measurement. So the rule when you multiply or divide your numbers, and then round your answer so that it has the same number of significant figures as the one that had less. 4 significant figures, 3 significant figures, 3 is less. So when we multiply this out, we want to round to 3 significant figures. There's our first one, there's our second one, there's our third one. We round to the ones place, we get 879 square centimeters.